Nat, it seems like you spent the offseason getting named to every watch list there is pretty much available for a defensive player. What's it like getting all this attention? And is it a motivator, or is it something you try not to pay attention to? Or?
It's exciting. I mean, I'm happy about it. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So I have to keep that in the back of my head and not get too, you know, involved in the hype.
Nat, Rocky says that the safeties group you guys have is probably the best in the league. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree with him 110%. We've been together for 5 years. So, you know, guys have been around each other. We know each other's tendencies. We know where some of us lack in certain areas, and I think there's no doubt about it.
Jordan, looking back over your time here and your maturing as a football player, what do you think you're doing really well? What do you have to work on heading into the season?
I would say I mostly have to work on my pass rush, if anything. I mean, the name of the game today in football is sacks and tackles for loss, so if I can improve on that, that can make me be one of the best defensive linemen in the country.
Guys, last year you guys took, you opened the season a little bit slow against the pass. What can you expect out of this defense this year?
With returning 3 starters and the other 3 backups, I think we could expect us to start a lot faster than we did last year. I can guarantee that. We're going to build upon last year and come out a lot harder than we did last year.
Matt, your thoughts about the team being picked to finish second in conference? Was that a fair preseason prediction?
I don't really like to think about that. Last year we picked 5th, and we finished, you know, top of the conference. So, I mean, you can't really think about that either, and you just have to go out and play your game.
Nat, with a veteran group in the secondary, are there things, I mean, it would seem like you would start at a higher level. Are there things you can add, wrinkles you can add, things you can do to take advantage of that experience?
Yeah, showing, more of a disguise and stuff like that, and being able to just run the defense without thinking twice about certain stuff, and it just seems like, today we were going through plays and going through walkthroughs, and guys were flying around, and it just felt like we haven't really lost a step.
Jordan, in terms of the offensive line you're encountering these days, it seems like guys are getting taller and taller. Are you able to get leverage on those guys and a little shorter and quicker? What helps you in terms of pass rush?
I would say leverage is definitely a big factor. I mean, you look at more recently, you have Ingram with the Chargers, and you also have Freeney with the Chargers too, making plays. Elvis Dumerville in the league, always making plays because of their height and their quickness. I like to picture myself as that type of player with quickness and power and agility.
What's your confidence level in the defense as a whole, and what are you expecting out of your group? Either guy, yeah.
Start.
The expectations for this group are very high. I mean, all the starters that are coming back and the seniors that control the back end at the safety spot. The sky's the limit with this defense, and I think we know it. And I think it's our time to really prove ourselves as a top 10 defense.
I would say having played 3 years with the same dudes behind me and next to me is really going to make this defense be one of the best in the conference, maybe in the nation, I believe.
So fear the spirit's the right thing, then, right?
Exactly.
Speaking of fearing the spirit, Nat, is this your best tough guy look here on the cover of the media guide?
I tried my best. I couldn't help but smile sometimes, but, I think it came out okay.
What did the photographers say? Did he give you a direction to look tough or anything?
Yeah, it was like, look tough and snarl and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, all right, well, let's see.
Is it different or odd kind of being the face of the program or one of the faces of the program?
Yeah, I mean, my freshman year when I walked in, through these doors, I never thought that I'd be on, front cover of Media Guide. That's for sure. So, yeah, it is.
And Nat, at cornerback, you guys got to replace Liam McFadden and Josh Wade. And I know in the spring you guys had some injuries, and it didn't really seem like anyone really, stepped up and took those starting cornerback positions. How big of a question mark is that, heading into camp?
I think it's huge. And, with the way we run our defense, everybody's kind of locked on man-to-man. and the corners are kind of left out on the island, really. And so they need to be at the top of their game to actually play in this defense and play that position.
Is there sort of like a different atmosphere with this program this year? You know, you're coming in off like a championship winning season. What does that do for your mindset and sort of like the morale coming into this year?
I would say we approach every year as if we ended last season winning 0 games, just trying to get better every year, trying to improve. We don't like to focus on what's in front of us, not what's behind us. That's the biggest thing that they stress to us, and that's the biggest thing I try to worry about. As a player, you can't get complacent. How disappointing would it be to win conference one year and then have a losing season the next? That's something none of us want around here. That's something we strive every day to not do.
How much do both of you sense a difference in attitude around here over the time you've been here, given the way the program has grown and succeeded? I mean, is it just like palpable from the day you walk in that there's a different level of expectation?
Yeah, definitely. Guys walk around here and they're excited to be here. And you know, my freshman year it was a very different type of atmosphere. Guys walked in and were kind of, you know, whatever about meetings, whatever about weights, and whatever about a lot of stuff. And this group of guys is totally different. Everybody's, you know, coming to work every day, and everybody wants to work. Everybody wants to be good.
Jordan, same thing from you. How different does it feel, or how do you notice the difference?
Well, I noticed it more last year. We started to get into our groove later in the season. We come into practice, work, get out, do the same thing every day, get better every day. We wouldn't worry about any of the things happening around us. Just worried about getting better and winning the week, you know? So I see that every day. I saw it in the summer every day. And now I'm seeing it today with just our walkthrough. We all getting better.
How does that manifest itself in sort of the talent you're bringing in? Like the crop of freshmen that you brought in this year, do they come in with like a different attitude? Is it a different caliber of player?
Yeah, than the last players that we've been getting and stuff like that. I think when they see, you know, us winning, and you know, who wouldn't want to be in San Diego? It's a beautiful place. So I mean, that's just icing on the cake, and us winning is perfect. You know, you see yourself start to, you know, recruit and take away some of the guys that go to SC and UCLA and stuff like that. So it's great.